All right, picking up from where we left off. Now that we have our pie set up, we are on a new eve, so our yum is reset. So, for example, I could pick up cooked apple pie, and we still have yum. So let's go ahead and take a bite. Full health. Um, so moving on, we're going to go ahead and build this yum chain. The yum chain is basically the foundation of this game. It's stacking this multiplier. Every time you eat a new food you haven't had before, you get going up times one. Since I have this pond, I'm not gonna do the well, or else we will have to get into blacksmithing, which is a whole nother thing. So for now, I think I'll just build kind of close to this pond. Gonna do the basic farm before, and I like to leave a little gap so I can use this as a workspace and a place to set things. So I'll do another row here. Let's go ahead and lay out some dirt. Can do a backpack full and a basket full per trip. So let's find some soil. I'm going to keep dropping these on the ground when I go by. They are valuable. Here's some soil. So take the backpack off, and then you can scoop soil into it. Then you can re-equip it. Ooh. I mean to drop it on the. This tree is blocking my workspace here. Eventually, I'll probably make an axe. Take care. Starting on, especially when it's at kind of big of a run, I'm going to actually spread out the soil. You can use a bowl and break these. They each have 3 stacks, so we'll make these 3 into 3 groups of 2. And then again, so starting to get a little hungry now, so we go back to our pies here. See if there's any dirt closer. Go this direction. It's closer already. And do we need more? Oops, messed up. It goes here. So corn, carrots, tomatoes, peppers, onions, beets. Let's go ahead and lay out some more just in case. Beans. Yeah, so I like to leave the space just so I can drop things there. But the power of these this farm setup for the yum chain is that each one of these vegetables only gives a couple squares, a couple pips worth of food, but it'll still give you your multiplier. So I used to do this backwards until I read on the Discord that it's better to eat. One person's just eating the high value, large pip foods first, building up your multiplier, and then when your food's real low, you can eat like 1 tomato, 1 cucumber. Yes, cucumbers. 1 carrot, and it'll keep hitting your multiplier. Eventually, you're gonna have like a plus 100, 150 overfill, and then you're totally good on food. So let's go ahead and pick up our rock and get ourselves a new home marker before we forget where we are. Knock it down and set it again, and it'll reconfigure itself. We need some skewers because I don't feel like making a stone hole. Also gonna go ahead and grab some milkweed whenever we see it. I'm gonna want 3 thread I'm gonna go out to the wilds and make myself a shirt and some boots. Go ahead and harvest some wild while we're out. Now garlic you can plant, but you can't eat the cloves just like straight. You have to cut them up and cook them in dishes, so I'm not going to do it for now. But it is good when you get your craving for wild garlic. It is. The other interesting thing is you can eat a gooseberry off the bush, and then you can put a gooseberry in a bowl, and each one counts as a separate food, so you get multiplier. Yeah, feel free to skip ahead or fast forward to other parts. It's going to be some gathering and stuff. These skewers will probably break, so I'll probably have to keep going getting more. Maybe I should make a hoe. And I need to get more rope. Milkweed is our bane. Let's see. At least you can carry skewers in your bag. Oh, maybe I should just brought the basket and gotten a bunch. There you go. That broke. Alrighty, what first? Let's go ahead and get some carrots. Carrot seeds. Is this squash? I don't know. I'm not going to make stew immediately, so we'll skip that for now. But grab some corn. Wild corn. Reset our snares while we're out here. There's a carrot. Grab that seed off it. Oh, yeah, that's right. I was going to bring the knife. See if there's any snakes. I want me some boots. There's a snake. All right, let's get that. That's what I got that thread for. Did I find beans? No, I didn't find beans. Let's grab beans. Cucumber. There we go. Some rice. Rice isn't the easiest to eat. I'm looking for the ones you can just pick off the plant, have a nibble. Where is the magical fruit? Here it is. Ooh, and grapes. Gravy. Oh. Alrighty, plant some beans. Plant some cucumbers need to smash up. Plant some carrots. Plant some corn. Corn grows tall and blocks your vision. I find that one to be annoying to work with, so I'm going to put it over here. Smash up this cucumber. Does it need a knife or a stone? It does need a knife. Plant some cucumber. Let's water them. Like to hold F here, it holds the camera in place. It makes it easier to click back and forth. Okay. Oh, should find some wild onions while we're in this area. Cooked apple pie is a craving? I already ate a pie. Plus 18. I'm looking for wild onions. Here we go. Let's plant it. All this will grow on its own. Cucumbers I'm gonna have to stake up, and the carrots are tricky little suckers because if you wait too long, they will seed on you, and then if you wait an extra 10 minutes, they will just completely disappear. Happens to me. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and grab a needle, and I'd like to get 2 more threads actually. Watch out. Oh, milkweed, why dost thou forsake me? Where are you? While I'm out and about, I usually like to make more and bring a new basket back. Hey, there's the milk. I'm bringing the thread though because I'm pretty sure you can't fit the animal skins in a bag, so I'll just craft it out in the wilds. There's one. Alright, one more milkweed. That'll make our seal skin and our 2 snake boots. The final milkweed. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Alright. Gonna be hungry again soon. Carrots are sprouting. Okay, cucumber wants its skewer now. So. Onion, onion's interesting because it blooms, and you have to plant the bloom to get it to spread out. Rabbits, we can reset our traps. Throw it on the ground. So we'll end up with rabbits everywhere that we may never use. If we need them. Should you need us. This is good. Cactus fruit will go on our boots. It's actually the highest insulation boot. And you can eat it later on if you ever find yourself stuck and about to starve. Eat your boot. You can eat the fruit off it. So the snake, they're pretty easy just to stab. Usually, if you are, the rule is you stand on an item because the enemy can't share a space with you if you're already sharing it with a rock or a stone or some random thing. So they cannot attack you. With the snakes, I've noticed I just run up and stab them. And I don't know if it's because they haven't moved yet or gotten an chance to attack me. I mean, playing it safe would be to be on the item, like on this rock, but I can't get in range, right? So I just run up and stab them. All right, so there is a snake skin. There's a snake boot. Put it on. All right, we got one. We're gonna go ahead and I think we need to take it off. There we go. Fruit boot. Fruit boot is the good boot. Need one more snake. Let's go ahead and put this string on our needle. Save a little space. Go. Cactus takes 5 minutes to fruit, so I really want to do down there and watch. This is wild cabbage. The cabbage has to go into like sauerkraut. You can't just eat it raw, so I'm going to skip that for a moment. Bring some more coconuts back. I could eat one now. Maybe I'll do that. It's because I'm hungry. To cut it up with our knife. I'm just gonna smash it up. So we get some yum bonus for that. You notice being in the desert, our temperature gauge is all the way up, so I'm getting hungry faster. Hey, there's our second snake. All right. Oops. There it was. I'm standing on the rock. I don't know if it matters since you just run up and stab him, but I'm gonna wait for him to move because that's like its action, and that it'll move to like waiting state. Stab him back. Another thing you can do is pick up an item and set it there, and that'll give you make a little path. All right, boot number 2. See if that cactus has flowered yet, or has fruited. Nope, still flower. Still flower. I think we may have set one back at camp. In the meantime, I do want to find Antarctic. Get myself a seal. Did I drop my knife on the ground? Heresy. That knife. Flint knife is great when it breaks. You don't need new rope and everything. You just need a new flint. Unlike the stone hatchet and etc. When that breaks, you need a new rope and all that. There's an oil spot. Good to take note of. So yeah, as that wolf came by, I was just standing on a rock. Make sure I don't get bit. I'm just cruising, looking for, here we go, tomatoes. We're gonna plant some tomatoes. Also looking for Antarctic. Look for some peppers. Bananas are good for now. Same thing with the jungle. You want to be standing on something because you'll get bit by mosquitoes. Eat some banana. Can make a banana trail. Oops. Banana peels keep me safe, but I don't see any bugs, so should be all right. There's some snow. Come on, more snow. Nope. Just a nice patch of snow next to the desert. So I'm following the gray, the Badlands, because all the biomes basically intersect. It always goes like grasslands, swamp, savanna, Badlands, and then Badlands can be next to the jungle or the Antarctic. So here's a wild pepper. That's gonna go good in our garden. So I guess I'll just head back and plant these because my carrots are probably gonna go to seed soon. It's easy to get distracted. Forget about that kind of stuff. Don't get stabbed by a boar on the way back. The trail of bunny corpses shall lead us home. This is also why priority for me is usually to get a horse. Hey, fruit boot. Number 2. Oops. Where is it? Come on, boot. There we go. Hopefully all these carrots didn't go to seed. Nope. I like this space because I can stand here and I can just go click and then spacebar drop on my feet and it goes by pretty quick. I will go ahead and leave 1 to seed because we need to replant it. And now we have to plant our onion. Let's go ahead here. Let's drop this down there. Corn is one of those things that really feels like a chore. Sometimes this game actually does feel like chores. So we'll have this pepper, so let's go ahead and plant it. We need to cut it open to get the seeds. Flint knife is we have the tomato still, right? Is it in here? Tomato also needs a little extra care. It has to go in a bowl and it has to sit for a while until it ferments before we can get the seeds out of it. So let's go ahead and grab another. Okay, now the old fun corn time. So my little trick is I click on it, I hit C because I have my knife at my feet. That swaps the ground from your hand, and then spacebar shucks it, C swaps again, and then set it on the pile. So space, no, click, C, space, C, click. Click, C, space, C, click. And we do it for all of them. There we go. So you can eat a raw corn, and it gives you your yum. And these ones are actually going to dry out, which I shouldn't have done. Actually, should have left them on the plant. Because I only really want to eat 1 per playthrough. Oh, the beans are green. Quick, get them while they're green. Because when they're green, you can eat them raw. And they give you to your yum. This is all about getting that yum going. Plus 44. Just eating 1 carrot. And the cucumbers are ready. Eat one of those. Plus 62. We aren't going to need food for a long time. These ones are going to dry out. And that'll be good to feed the cattle and stuff later, and pigs, and you need them to dry out in order to replant them. Tomato seed pulp. I should have left a green bean, 1 bean on there to dry out so I can replant them, because you do want dry beans later. The green beans are one I always miss because it takes few minutes to go green and then a few minutes to dry, and you kind of need to catch them in between. So now that say it's fermented? No. Eventually you're gonna have to add some water and kind of rinse it out. I think it's after it's fermented. There, now it's fermented, so we're gonna add water. Then we're going to dump it out, and we have the water still, but we also have the tomato seeds. Let's go ahead and plant those. And we can water them with that water we were just using. And look at that, the bowl of tomato seeds is still there, so we can use a couple more uses of it. So now with these hardened rows, we have a choice. We could do, depending on how much soil you have, if you want to try to conserve soil, you can do it with a bowl like we did earlier, and then use a skewer or a hoe to spread it out and to till it, or you could just drop a whole thing of soil on there. I'll show you. So if you're trying to conserve soil, you can go ahead and drop this on the ground. Take a bowl. But now you have to till it, so you're kind of like balancing labor versus resources. Here's extra labor, tilling it up. And here is extra resources, not tilling it and just dumping a full guy on there. So you can get 3 out of 1 if you are willing to till it, essentially. So that skewer broke, so I'm going to go get another skewer. You know, it's a lot of running. Got a carrot seed, so let's go ahead and replant it. Here, looks good to me. And this one, I'm actually not going to water it, because as soon as you water it, you get your timer starts, and you have 2 minutes, and then another 2 minutes before you have to pick them, or they all go to seed. So I'm just going to leave it since we have some carrots. And since we dumped this soil on the ground, let's just go ahead and use it. These, and we shall till it. I'm still bringing this with me because I'm still looking for a seal. Onions are ripening. Tomatoes have sprouted, so we actually do need ourselves 2 more skewers. Maybe we can get a bunch while we're... Maybe we should grab all the milkweed we see, just because we're going to need it. And yeah, we can switch on to cotton soon for our ropes. Here's a skewer. I do like that you can put skewers in baskets. Go ahead and make it into a rope for conserving storage, because we can break it into individual threads later if we want. Just using the knife. Oh, I think I'm out of space too. Oh, just have room for 1 more rope. One more skewer and we're... There we go. Tomatoes get a skewer. Peppers are coming in. Onions are ready. And these will just sit and chill like this, and you can just nibble off them. Now we will till this row and till this row. I like leaving this. This is why I like this gap instead of doing 4 rows, because I can just drop stuff on the... The corn has dried. So what we'll do is get another bowl. Now we have these corn kernels, which can plant a bunch of corn. If we wanted to, we could make a big fire and make popcorn out of that, and that's another easy little yum. Small bites. What did we miss? Beets. If we find a wild beet, we can pick one of those. But yeah, so basically when you load in a new character, like when you want to get into this seed and you rejoin as a brand new Eve, just you'll munch your pies, and then once you've had a bite of each one of your pies, let this run down so you're hungry, and you'll just kind of... This is why I call it the yum chain, because it's just like one after another. You get one little bite, one little bite, one little bite, and you will be totally set on your food. Which now let's just go into a little more kind of fun things, because we're not always starving, so we can go hunt ourselves down a seal, and we can get into blacksmithing, which will be... I don't know if I really need to make a blacksmithing video. There already is a good one out there from Twisted, and a bunch of other things, other resources. Yeah, so that's gonna end this little section. I'm just going to go ahead and keep playing though, because I want to get myself my seal. The thing about the seal is you need to carry one of these to club it, and so I can't bring a basket or anything. Well, I like to kind of throw my inventory on the ground, because if I have duplicates and I'm just cycling through it, I won't actually know that it's... So often we'll just line up with the well site, and I'll just kind of pick a direction and run that way. So let's go north. And I want to grab one on the way. I'm going to use precious. Maybe I'll take this one. All right, seal. You and me. Maybe we'll find a wild beet on the way and we can pick a seed off of it. The next thing good to set up too, once you get your tools, is getting the bee boxes and getting a little orchard for the fruit trees, because those are 3 easy yums. Lemon, oranges, apples. There is a wild beet, so let's go ahead and pick a seed up. I don't know once it's dug up if you can still pick seeds off it or not. The issue with the beets are you can just pick them and eat them raw, but getting the seeds off them, you have to slice them. So, a pirate hat. So we'll need a bronze knife to slice them up. So they're a little tricky. Get the... Hey, come on. The rabbit hat. Oh, little doggy wants to come on my lap. All right, come on. All right, here we go. Let's get some tundra. Come on, tundra. Here towards you. Pretty good look. Thick skin boots, pirate hat, big stick. Looking for something to club. Here we go. Snow. We still have to be lucky enough for a seal spawn. They're not that rare. Seal. Not a penguin. There we go. Get him. All right, got him. So you can wear it like this. And that's pretty good when you're first starting out. But that's why I brought my needle and thread. Get it into its final form. Sealskin coat. Now we're nice and warm. Insulated. Well, what to do? I think since I'm out and about, I should go ahead and drop this. Not get attacked by a wolf. Get into the swamp here. I'm going to make a basket and start collecting blacksmithing items for bronze. Actually don't need the bone needle. It's really easy to... I just have 2 items here. I have an inventory availability of 5. So we'll end up grabbing something extra. We're going to need equal amounts of malachite to calamine. We'll grab 2 of each for now and eat some grape. I'm going to have 1 extra inventory space, so I don't know. Could bring back glassware. No, I don't think I can carry it. Maybe I can bring back... You know what happened? I think is the wild beet seed despawned. Oh, maybe I still have it and I just couldn't see it because it's little. I think our inventory's full. Let's go back. So the boots and the sealskin coat, I'm pretty sure from the website, are the highest insulation rating items. We're basically, we get ourselves some mouflon pants and we are full on highest insulation. But later on, especially when our food meter's so high, we actually will be wearing clothes that give us more pockets. So we'll wear shorts, trousers because they have pocket, and we'll wear an apron or a blacksmith apron because they also have a pocket. Like what I was saying last episode, endgame is kind of just getting more inventory spaces. So you get with the next tier crafting materials, so you get a backpack that holds 5 instead of 4. And you get a head wrap that lets you put a basket on your head, so you get 3 more inventory spaces. The insulation isn't really so much of a concern because you got your yum chain working, and your bonus is basically high, anyways. You know, I just ate one little wild onion that gave me plus 18 because of the multi. I don't think we've had a lemon yet, so go ahead and eat that. Yeah, yum on the lemon. Have we had an orange? Throw it on the floor. Rabbits. We have found our way home. Who's a lucky rabbit? Can you put it on empty ones? No, you can. They're an empty. Here's one. We could capture this if we wanted to, but we are gonna need some cheap. Where's my basket? Basket behind a tree somewhere. So this setup is kind of just getting started. Eventually we're going to want to move things and make them like its own separate kitchen and then our own separate blacksmith area over here, but we can just do this for now. Go ahead and stack things in. Did my beet seed disappear? Bummer. Corn. Oh, forgot to water the corn. End up needing a lot of bowls. One thing we can do is get our previous bodies and oh, put them in a bowl. Then we will use one of the next handiest items, of course. Stone. Grind them up into bone meal. This is what I'll do for things like the carrots because I know I'm not going to be around to watch them. You can water them and you drop the bone meal in and it's like fertilizer and it automatically jumps to this next stage. Now, 2 more minutes, they'll be ready to pick. I wonder, can I use it again? I think I can. Yeah, let's just go ahead and use it again. Since we have an endless supply of our own. Morbid. And they're ready to pick. Great. Go ahead and do the old spacebar trick. And just leave. I wonder how many I should leave. Just leave 1. Great. We are set on carrots. We could replant an onion because it's gonna bloom, and we have to replant the bloom. It's always a process for the. And these are just chilling here, so we can just nibble off them as we need. So when we get into blacksmithing, I'm gonna want a whole new set of bowls and plates, which are just gonna live in the forge. Maybe I'll go ahead and make those. Go ahead and leave the tools behind for the extra inventory space. We're gonna want 12 pieces of clay. 5. I'm gonna go ahead and line them up strategically. Oops. Pies are getting in the way. Pie. Make 6 because that's the maximum stack that you can carry around. Oopsies. Oopsies. Kindling. Almost forgot tinder. Hey, pick it up. All right, we remembered to make charcoal this time as well. Hooray! So for the forge, I often forget that I need another. I need the bellows. Oh, forgot. Right, I should have made the tip for it this time. Oh well. Basically, I mean, the worst that happens if you forget the plan is you just end up using more charcoal or more kindling. Not the end of the world. And, I could have been super efficient and cooked something on those coals while... What ifs? Yeah, bellows, you need yourselves this empty water skin pouch. So, needle and thread time. Oh, we done did it. Oh man, we need a needle from, you get the needle from the rabbit bones, but we can't eat it because we are very full. Yucks. What to do about? Well, we can go about our business, and once we get hungry, we'll go ahead and make the bellows. Until then, we can go ahead and make the tip, the nozzle for the bellows, and we can go ahead and make another set of tongs that the bellows is going to go on, or that's going to be the frame. This will be kindling. I guess we'll just use this one since it's nearby. So same deal. Make tongs. And then this will go on to them once I sew them together. But they need a piece of clay. Yeah. I was not planning ahead good enough. Should have thought of this. You take the clay. Take a skewer. Okay. There is our knot. So we needed to fire that in that last round when we were making all the bowls and plates and stuff. But I forgot. Oh well, we're gonna need the charcoal anyways, so not a big deal. We fire up some more. Trying to figure out a way to carry two at once. I think if I break them down first, I can carry two. Hooray! Not that it matters. Oh, and if I was acting fast enough, I could have just dropped this onto here and I could have had a fire keep going without having to do the whole rigmarole again. One of the first things I'll definitely make when we get steel is the flint, so I can get rid of this fireboat shenanigans. Are we only making the nozzle this time for real? Can we make something else while we're at it? A whole nother set of plates and bowls honestly never hurts. I always need a plate or a bowl and always gotten lost somewhere. So this corn I'm just going to leave on so I can just nibble on it when I need to. You can pick up 6 at a time, so that's pretty nice. Alright, so nozzle is on there, ready to be fired. Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead. Make a whole nother round of plates and bowls. We're gonna have extra. Plenty of clay. Not a big deal. Getting closer to being able to eat the rabbit. Run away! Yeah, let's go ahead and plant some squash, even though we're not making stew quite yet. Good to have ready. Probably need to smash. Probably don't have tool on me. When the knife is trumped by the sharp stone. Nope. How do I use this? Oh, just a normal stone. Caveman life. Stone is best tool. Let's go grab a new one. Let's get plenty of stones around. Drop some of these on the ground. Later on, when we have our horse and cart, we're going to be picking up all these and using them for fencing and all other sorts of good things. There you go. Plant you and water you too. Stone, you want to live here? You can live here. You can be the garden stone. So, eat the rabbit. Pick a bone off of it. Knife the bone. There we go. We need to go ahead and cut this rope into 2 threads. Now we have the water pouch. Water pouch, I don't utilize nearly as much as I should, but other playthroughs, if water is far away, you can make a bunch of pouches, and the cool thing about them is when they're full of water, you can throw them in your backpack and carry a bunch back rather than just one little bowl at a time. This goes on the tongs, and that nozzle will go on afterward. My leaf and my tinder despawned because I didn't use them. Alright, let's go. I'm gonna go ahead and zoom in here and hold F so my camera stays still. Yes. We forgot to actually make them into what they needed to be. Well played. That's alright. We need the charcoal. So not a big deal. But we did get the nozzle fired up, so that's nice. Yeah. Oh, we didn't even make the charcoal because I forgot to put the adobe seal on. Well played. That's okay. This one is only going to cost us one more thing of kindling. I will not make from that. I'll make it from this. Straight branches. Too valuable. Nope, that's going to cost us 2 kindling now. That fire. Oh. The kindling cost is really just a chore because later on you're going to have to go around and collect a bunch of it. It can be a little. Alright, try this again. Oops. Did we forget anything? I don't know. Alright, clay nozzle. Get on here. Here we go. Now we have our bellows. And we stick this on the kiln, it becomes a forge. The reason we want all these bowls and plates and stuff is because of Crucible. This plus a handful of charcoal plus a plate becomes a Crucible. You can do that a bunch of times. Go ahead and bring the whole stack over. A little Crucible section. Charcoal closer to next time as well. Here we go. Get ready to fire these. Oops. So this here is enough to make 2 bronze. I do need another thing of charcoal though, because I forgot that last one. So what do we need? Need 2 kindling. Failing to plan is planning to fail. I keep having to run and get all this extra kindling. But when we get our final forge set up, we're gonna have oodles of kindling and charcoal like constantly at our disposal. It's gonna be such a. We'll just go ahead and light it. Cap it. And wait. Very nice to have all this food though. Is my backpack empty? Nope. Needs to be empty to get soil in it. I'm gonna bring back some more soil. Once these are empty, you pull worms out of them and the worms will turn over the soil for you, but you can also use the worms for fishing. I'm gonna be lazy. Just gonna use the full thing in there. I don't want it. For now, I kind of just keep all my tools in the same area. Later on, they'll each have their own shelf and their space. Okie doke. Endless need for kindling. This thing is going on. When you're cooking, you often need coals, and it seems like waiting for the fire to go and make the coals takes forever. But when you need the fire to stay on to light your forge, it seems like it's going out really fast. Alright, so we're just going to fire up. We're going to take the bellows and stick them on here. Fire up these 4. If you're doing a lot, one thing you can do is prep. Save your step by picking it up here and swapping out. It's all ready to go. Of course, with only 4, not really. Now, unfortunately, we need to do it again. We got the zinc there. But what I like to do is put the item in my inventory and then I can stack the bowl. So that one's. But now we kind of have to do it again. So it would be here. Actually, no. Right. Need charcoal. Need 2 things of kindling. Go ahead and bring a basket. Get 3 kindling. And my stone broke. My stone hatchet broke. Oh, need rope. Don't need it now though. We do need to take a bite of something. These are all meh. This one is yum. All right, we're good to go on that. Is there anything we haven't nibbled on? I don't think we've had a tomato. All right, look at that, plus 45. Have we had a pepper? We have not. Look, plus 70. All right, that will last us quite a while. So we are just making charcoal at this point. I'm gonna have to do that twice actually. In the meantime, we can fix our hatchet, which is, of course, going to be one of these long, great. Make it a short one, tie it off. There we go. we're quick. We could potentially not have to go get more kindling. Let's go ahead and move this down. Prep our workspace. So we're gonna actually need that. So we're gonna have to go kindling in. We have to crush it down into powder. And then we can go ahead and drop in our ingots. And the zinc. There we go. Cap that, and that is our bronze. So we're gonna use time. Fire one out. I wasn't paying attention. So I'm going to definitely craft a shovel. That is going to let me see shovel and the chisel, and that'll give me the materials to make a furnace. And we're going to get onto that stove and furnace right away because the stove will burn for 10 minutes and we'll definitely get our whole charcoal situation fixed. So this is kind of, oh my god, not even thinking. I just dumped that. Well, let's make some popcorn. Hooray. Add it to the food area. Yeah, furnace will burn for 10 minutes, so we'll be good on the kindling. And we need a little bit of iron to make the door for the sorry, this oven will burn for 10 minutes. The furnace will make us 5 chunks of charcoal at once. Oh, yawn. Stretch. Yeah, blacksmithing is a chore. That's why we want to get this food situation. So step 1, the pie. Step 2, the yum chain of low value veggies. Low value, I mean low pip value. They only give you like 1, 2 to 3 at once. Speaking of, we actually haven't had a nibble of gooseberry in a bowl yet either. So ready? Okay, we got some charcoal there. Fortunately, I think we need more. We're kind of at like a awkward amount. We should do like sets of 3 and 6 because that's like how much charcoal you get out of a basket. Full of charcoal powder. All right, now we only have 2. 2 bronze. It's enough for a shovel and a chisel. But I need an adze. Yeah, I need all the tools. So what we should do, what should we do? We go get a whole nother round of malachite, zinc, I mean calamine, probably should. So here I can get 4, 7, it's a nod. Maybe I should just bring a sharp stone with me just in case. Okay, 1. 2. 1 calamine. I have room for 1 more of each. Calamine. There we go. Notice our temp is pretty moderate. I think it's close. I'm not sure the installation of the pirate hat. It might not be as good as the rabbit, but sure looks a lot neater. Full of charcoal powder. Gonna have to set that. Right. Oh, oops. Glad I made more bowls and plates and everything. We're done? Nope. One more charcoal, huh? Ah, so awkward. Need to make a full batch of charcoal just to use one little chunk. Let's go ahead and bring back 7 kindling since we're using it so much. I mean 6 kindling. Shall I do it? Heresy, yes. I will use a straight branch into kindling. No. Drop it on there quick. Sure, I'll make some more charcoal quick. This is something that I can do while I'm prepping these Crucible. Kidding. So pull the charcoal out and then throw a new kindling in there quick and make another one before this fire goes out. That's the plan. Alright. Let's see. We have 2 bronze for sure, and then 1, 2, 3, 6. So we're gonna be able to make 3 more bronze out of that. Now that there's charcoal in there, we can go ahead and drop the bellows in, and it turned into a forge. Let's go ahead and fire all these up. Okie doke. Oops. Yeah, right clicking and left clicking still haunts me. Often do the wrong one. See, that was a right click. Left click by accident. Hey, that's full. Nice. Bronze. We can make a tool. Alrighty, so what we're looking at is 2 bronze and 3 more bronze ready to be made. So let's go ahead and get ready to make some tools while we fire this next one. This next part, you can only do one at a time, so it's a bit of running. We have to carry back these flat stones. Continue bunny getting while we're at it. I'll just drop this. Enough bunnies. Here we go. Flat rock. We need to make a mallet, so we need a adze, A-D-Z-E. We need to make an oven, so we need a shovel. Shovel will also make our well. And it'd be nice to get some iron, so we don't want to make a mining pick. We're barely going to get any out of 1 bronze pick, so we might want to make 2. And we need shears if we want to get into making our own rope and stuff from cotton, etc. We have 5 to work with. Shears takes 2, unfortunately. We're gonna go, let's go ahead and go shovel, mining pick. Oh yeah, we need chisel too. Adze, chisel. 2 mining picks. Oh no, one's gonna have to be a hammer. That's right. We can get into the recipes here. Bronze ingot in the tongs. You heat it up in the forge and it gets hot and you put it on a flat rock. Stone makes the hammerhead. And after that, that's right after that, you have to use the hammerhead to make the other tools. So that means I need to prep a short shaft for that. That's the cool too. So it could be kind of awkward. Basically, this is gonna heat up. I'm gonna smack it with a rock. And then when it cools, I'll drop it on here and then I'll be ready to heat up this one and turn it into tool. In the meantime, I'll go ahead and fire these off and turn them into bronze. Tony, you want back on my lap? Little doggy goes up and down, like a cat on the lap off the. All right, well we'll just gather a bunch of kindling then. Ooh, my food meter finally ran out. Oh, potatoes! We forgot that. I'll need a sharp stone to dig them out though. Here's one. Well, let's make a new one. More sharp stones in the world, the better. The thing about potatoes is you actually need a shovel to dig them out once they're all ready to go, but they're good to have. Gosh, I got so excited about potatoes. Yeah, plus 25 from a single gooseberry. Bad. I'll bring one back later to drop in a bowl. Oh, it's full. So we take a bowl, we put a gooseberry into it, and now it's a whole new thing. Now it's a bowl, so that's yum as well. Plus 49. All right. We can plant the potatoes now, but until we get a shovel, we're not going to be able to make them anyways. I think I can water them. Nothing bad will happen. Flush. Hooray. Cucumber. Are we ready to fire this off? Kind of. We're going to start with, probably start with making the hammerhead. That needs to cool. I got that prepped in here. It's going to go down to here. Hit Q. Since this is all on the timer, I got to plan out my movements. Hit Q to bring the rock out, smack it. Then I'll go ahead and fire these off, and that should cool down. Throw it on the short shaft. Fire this one off and turn it into, I don't know, shovel. What's going to be the more, I mean, I'm going to need them all eventually, so it's not you first. At least I don't think it is. I'm thinking about setting up how the next forge setup's going to go, and you need to work with rocks. So you definitely need a shovel and a chisel for that, and a mallet, which you need an adze to make the mallet. Adze also makes the fence posts, so we can get sheep going if we wanted to, and skip straight to sheep. Oh, I'm going to need shears. Oh, so much. Okay, we ready? Zoom in a bit. Hold F. Hold the camera steady. I think we're ready. Oops. Wait. Wait it first. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay. Already messing up. Okay, while that cools, let's go ahead. Are you cool? Are you cool yet? Yes, you're cool. All right. Get up. Get on there. Hit this before it cools off. All right. I wonder if I have enough time to open those up. and fire them. That was close. So we got a shovel. While I'm waiting, I should be making more charcoal. So, the reason why I love prepping these guys all the time is because I need one right now. There we go. Now we can, yeah, we can do the potatoes. We can make a well. Do lots of things. Like as right now, I believe they do. They need soil to grow, but they need a shovel to harvest. Drop some more soil on them. There we go. So I wonder if it's better to go into steel right away, or if it's better to it's like if I'm going into steel, I'm making 2 mining picks. If I want to just take care of rope and stuff, I'm making shears. I think we go adze. Adze, I don't know how it's pronounced, A-D-Z-E. And 2 mining picks and just go right for some steel. Oh, no, because for steel we're gonna need a bucket. For a bucket, we're gonna need a saw. Yeah, so we're gonna need all the tools. It's not gonna matter. The order is, I don't know if it's really all that important. We're gonna, hey, there's some broken small tool. We're gonna need all the things. Might as well just make. But I think maybe the best thing to make first will be the actual forge setup, so I can be more efficient with the kindling and stuff. So we're gonna need to make the oven, which is chisel and mallet. So yeah, so we'll go with the chisel and the adze, and then we could make a. Oh, we're gonna need a file. Then we're gonna have to hunt a goose. Yeah, there's a lot. Which is kind of why I ended up. Yeah, I played Don't Starve after this, and I found the crafting in Don't Starve to be pretty easy. And there's so much to this, which makes it a lot of fun. So chisel file adds. Do it. So if you hit one at a time, they won't cool down. Every time you hit them, I think it resets the timer on. Yeah, that's a hoe. No. The chisel, okay. That one's good. And adds, that's good. And what do we say we're going to make a file? Well, file is going to be later on when we need to make a blade. So one at a time isn't really a big deal. Let's go ahead and make an axe. Axe is fun because we could cut this willow tree down, and I like to use it for things that are blocking my vision a lot. And oops, I was gonna say let's keep some charcoal flowing. And yeah, so now we're making tools. It's really starting to show. Did I bring a sharp stone with me? I did, thank goodness. It's really starting to show why I prepped all these guys. So they're going, these maple trees are replacing them as soon as I drop them on the ground. I forget how long it takes, but reason why, not only are we using them all the time, but for these tools, of course, What do you think? Chisel, no. Adds, yes indeed. I believe it's a short one. Nope, it's a long one. There we go. And axe, of course, a long one. All right, go. The thing about the axe is these firewood each make 2 kindling apiece when you chop them up. So our kindling situation is going to be a lot better, and now we can start making boards, etc. But that's another tool, of course. Pro for that. 4 more stones, and we'll have ourselves a well. Go ahead and do that. One more. Get a shovel. All right, now we have a lot of water. Speaking of the shovel, get our potatoes. Potatoes, you have to bake them, but you get 2 bites each out of them. This tree, will I be using it for tinder? Maybe not. I have this one. Alrighty. We might end up breaking this down, but we do need a steel mining pick for that. So I think we'll leave it here for now. Let's go ahead and keep making charcoal in the meantime. We're not doing anything else. Put my fires up. Nah, forget it. Time to think where we want our real forge to be. Because, you know, this gets cluttered. We want it to be in its own section. We do want to be close to juniper. And I usually end up doing my paper production and glue also near the forge. So we're going to want extra space. This looks nice. Kind of one thing I'll do is I'll just make sure I have a full screen worth. So if this is a workspace here, I'll just move over till I don't see anything else in there and I have a full open area. All right. Oh, I like that juniper tree right. Kind of like this spot. So we're going to need stakes. And to make those, our 2 favorite tools, we will need a sharp stone and we will need a straight stick. 2 most used things. But 4 hits turns it into stakes, just like when we were making the rabbits. Oh, hey guys. You want to come back with us? It's kind of cool. Got the orange tree nearby. Are we far away from stuff? Close to that. Maybe I'll use this one and I'll cut this one. You're right here. Oh, the stakes go with a round stone. Regular stone. I'm pretty sure it's pit stakes is what we keep hitting them till it says pit stakes. And then we need to drop some big rocks on those. So for those, we will need a shovel. We don't want to dig out the big rock that we're going to use for smashing our coconuts. So we'll dig out the next one. And we must carry it. Oh, it's heavy. Don't forget our shovels down there. We're actually going to need 2 of them. Well, actually, it's like 1.5, I think. When we start making the furnace. Oh, we're getting hungry again. We're also getting older. You can see our food is going down. Our hair has turned gray. Maybe we should cook a potato. Have we had popcorn yet? Nope, we have not. Plus 27. We haven't had a drilled coconut either. And we do have this flint arrowhead. We could do that. Yum. But we actually do need to take that arrowhead off because we need to make a fire again. I was going to bake a potato quick, but maybe I don't need to. Maybe I could, you know, don't always need to yum. I could just eat one of these pies or something. Don't always need to yum, actually. Seriously. I'll just eat a pie. We're getting kind of near the end here. So we're going to need this chisel, but we're also going to need a mallet, which is this adze that I made, however it's pronounced. And it's into the log. But log, and now we have a mallet. So that will go with our chisel. On this feller. Chisel. Mallet. Cracks it. Now, the trick is actually not to pick up these split rocks, but to drop the chisel back on there. Mallet again, and now we've got a bunch of stones. I think we just drop these on. No, we don't just drop them on. How do we use these? We're looking for the fireplace. Mixed stones plus cut stakes. Oh, mixed cut stones. Right. So these are cut stones, but we need mixed cut. So to do that, we actually have to dig up. Where did our shovel go? We actually need to dig up another stone. Another big old rock. And if I was smart enough to bring the mallet and chisel with me, I won't have to carry it as far. I will need a basket though. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one. And what we do is same thing. But from here, the trick is actually to bring a basket. I'm bringing my shovel back before I lose it. Let's go ahead and if we have sharp stone on us, which we do because we always carry it. Let's go ahead and make a new basket. I like to have the whole place littered with baskets. Baskets and bowls everywhere. And great branches. See, look, I made a new one. Hooray. Here we go. Now we picked it up with a basket. We get small cut stones. They're still heavy though. Jeez. Maybe I should have used a rock closer to our area. Now we drop those in here and we have ourselves mixed cut stones. That's what we drop them on in. Ta-da! The cool thing about the fireplace is you do the kindling and the tinder in there. Light it up. And it burns for 10 minutes. So what I'll end up doing actually is doing 2 more of these next to each other, and I'll add the stone furnace on top. Unfortunately, I'll need an iron door for that, so it takes a moment before we can get. So we're locked behind this iron door. But once we have that together, these will make 5 kindling. And I'm gonna go ahead and I will set up a shelter back here. and that will hold 12 kindling. So I'm always going to have kindling that I can feed into these guys making charcoal and fire going. So that will set. And right here will be our new forge. We're going to need the adobe for that. The adobes. And for now, let's just go ahead and keep stacking the tools over here. Let's have an area that I can go get them in order to. But eventually we'll make a nice tool shed kind of space. Oh, we must be getting close on to 2 hours as I'm getting old. The music's playing. Our food meter's running low. I think it's when it's at 4 is when you finally hit your 2-hour mark. Yeah, let's get some clay then and set up where our new forge is going to be. I like to move down 2 so I have a nice extra space here. These guys are going to come with me too, these. Flat rock, flat rock. Drop that at my feet because that protects me from this wild boar. And maybe throw something else on the ground here. There we go. I feel like I have something extra in my inventory. I'm not. One, two, down there. How's that look? Kind of close to the road. I'll have to make a road along the. Not bad. Yeah, I did have 2 sharp stones. Not a problem. Having more of those anyways. I'm just kind of imagining, the setup. This is going to be where we're kind of combining the charcoal and making the crucibles and all that stuff. Well, this could still be a kiln if we need to make more bowls and plates later, so that can stay. It is going to need its own tongs, though. But that could be addressed in a moment. Yeah, at this point, not much more to do. Collect more bronze, keep making more bronze, and make the rest of the tools. So we can get ourselves, it's called stanchion kit. It's basically a fence post plus a bucket, and that has to go into the mine before we can start getting the steel out. So it's basically what we already did. Collect a bunch more calamine and malachite and make a bunch more bronze. But at least we'll have this steady flame going. I think we should probably rush the saw to make the buckets and some more mining picks so we can get into steel. Because as soon as we can get a flint and as soon as we can get this here iron door, which is made from, I think it's just not the one before steel, the wrought iron. Oh, look, I'm definitely getting older now. Oh, pirate lady. If you haven't used the this crafting recipe guide resource, it's definitely tricky at first, but once you get used to it, it's all about reverse engineering. So I'm trying to figure out how to make the iron door. Luckily, I know it goes on the empty stone furnace. So here it is. And I have to click on it and hit how do I make it. So it's always so ridiculous at first. How do you make it? Well, you pick it off a flat rock. Okay, well, how do I get to that point? So you put a hot one on a flat rock. Yeah, you're hitting it with a smithing hammer. Do I need a smithing hammer? I can't use bronze? No, I can't use bronze. So fortunately, we're going to need to make a smithing hammer. How do I make that? It is steel smithing hammer head. So we are going to need some steel before we can get into the furnace, unfortunately. Oh, we're going to have to make an anvil. Well, we can make the anvil at least. Because this stone block is from the bronze chisel, we can do. But to make the actual anvil part is, let's see, how do I make partial? It is, yeah, raw iron with bronze smithing hammer. Yep, so we're definitely gonna have to get some iron before we can get into the full, what I like to have as my full forward setup with the two furnaces here, keeping the charcoal supplied. Oy, oy vey. So that means bronze saw to make the buckets. Just thinking about it makes me tired. After doing so many playthroughs, foraging for calamine and malachite isn't really super inspiring. But for a first playthrough, for new player, it's definitely a lot of fun. All the recipes, looking at it at first is definitely complex, but the more you get used to it and using this with the reverse engineering, it gets fun, especially when you kind of get a handle on it and it becomes kind of second nature. Like just an idea of some of the complexity. Oh, I meant to spell diesel engine and type die, so I died. I was gonna get into showing the diesel engine, which is like 100 steps, because before you need to make it, you need to make the tools to make it, and before you need to can make those tools, you need to make the components to make those tools. It gets pretty insane. But anyways, yeah, once you get that, you got your farm set up, you get your pies going to give you the time to build your farm, and you can see how we are totally just not stressed about food at all at this point. And I'm just standing there like thinking about what I want to build. That's kind of, obviously long-winded, and if you watched this far of the video, then we went way past what was necessary. It could have been just a half hour, hey, here's the farm, but I just wanted to keep playing anyways. Yeah, if there's any questions, let me know. I'm definitely happy to join online and walk through the steps and help out. Online, of course, my ping's really bad and I'm really slow for the building, but happy to answer any questions. Basically what happens is you'll be going through the reverse engineering and miss a step, or one step won't be laid out well, and it's like, why isn't this working? I swear I'm doing everything right. And it's like, oh no, I needed to hit it with a stone first, or I needed to hit this part with a knife, or etc. So yeah, hit me up. Hope everything's well. Peace.